Hey guys, welcome out to the shop. It has been very busy around here. Just general house stuff, fixing different things that's been coming up. We put up the carport and over the rabbit stuff, and the other night it got so windy that it actually got destroyed. We had to go out and get another one. So this time we actually had gotten concrete and we put it in concrete buckets, and it's very windy again today, about the same that it was the same day that it blew up, and these are actually weighting it down. There's one full bag of concrete in each bucket. Not really sure what to do with the water that's standing in here. All I can think of is that it's going to add to a little bit more weight, but those, it's about 50 pounds per bucket, and we got a bucket on each leg. I didn't bury it like I was thinking. And also, when I rebuilt it this time, I went ahead and used tech screws and actually tied everything together. So all of my joints are now screwed right together so that nothing really wobbles anymore. The main damage was done right here in the center beam, where the canopy actually flopped backwards and got destroyed. So the original carport only lasted 20 days, but we've got it tied down to buckets now, so hopefully that'll help a lot better. As you can see, all of the joints are all screwed together. The watering system for the rabbit that we did last week is working out fantastic. All of our rabbits have adapted to them, so we are removing all their bottles. Is that right, Buns? Like the new waterer? Nah, probably not. But it's nice. We check on the water every single day, and it's got apple cider vinegar in there, and it's doing great. Also went through and kind of organized all of that pallet wood, and this will be what I'm going to be using to build a chicken coop out of. And there's still a lot of good solid boards. It's probably not going to look the same on all the sides, but for the most part they're all going to be looking identical. And then we have a lot of material for the legs, nesting box, stuff like that. Another thing that I've been working on is trying to find a leak on our camper. The floor on the inside becomes wet, just like a little river, and I believe that I found where the problem is. I put some painter's tape right here. We've had 2 rains since I've put this up and haven't had any further water, and what it is that I can see is that the wiper right here on the other side is cut a lot higher than this side. So when I came over here when it was rainy, there was a big bubble of rain right here, and it was dripping off the side where it was coming down this way and then going on down, where the other side it wasn't. It felt like it was actually running right up underneath that little wiper. So what we are going to be doing on this side, if I'm going to give it another week or so of rain, and if it holds up and holds true that this is the spot where it's leaking right here, that I'm going to have to either order a new wiper or get like a rubber extension down here. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So you see how this is a lot further up. The construction of this is different. This little tab looks like it is completely missing right here. So there's that side. And then here's the good side. So you can see that this part isn't even right here. It's completely gone. So I think the water's just running right up underneath, getting onto the floor and wreaking havoc on it. I also had a small leak in this compartment, and I found that the gasket right here was completely damaged on the bottom side. The door where it rolls over had folded it down, and it was leaking right in through the door. So as you can see, I've been really busy just with general stuff fixing around the house. That's part of one of the things about everything that I'm doing. I have to be able to work on the camper. If I were to pay somebody else to fix it, I don't even want to know what it costs, having to take it in the shop, worrying about having it damaged while it was in the shop, because RV dealers are not the most careful people in the world. So there's that, and then worrying about all of our animals that we got to worry about now. And we're planning on getting chickens. We're growing the amount of animals that we have as well, so we're getting prepared for all of that stuff too. Just more stuff to take on. And we are also doing a garden this coming spring, and trying to get all that going as well. So I found out about this thing called winter gardening, and we're trying it out. It's just using like milk jugs and growing different things in there. So I've gotten these 3 packs of seeds that we've had that we're going to plant this spring, and we're going to just try it out. So the way you do it is you pretty much just cut around the gallon jug, either water or milk, whatever you got, and then you soak the potting soil that's in there, and you plant some seeds in there. Then you tape the top back on, and you aren't supposed to worry about having to water it at all. It's supposed to do its own little thing. So we're going to see how that goes. It's been roughly, I don't know, about 40 degrees at night, and then during the daytime it gets up around 50 to 60. Next week it's supposed to be warm. It's supposed to be like almost 70, like 65, 66. So we're going to see how well this goes. And this is the beginning of our gardening. So just little bits. Hopefully this will help with some of our food that we are eating, as well as all of our animals. But today, one thing I've had sitting in the shop is this little haul table is looking kind of rough. We've had it for quite some time, and we are going to get it refinished, and I'm going to probably try to get it sold. Probably won't sell for much. Things around my area don't sell very well handmade. So we're going to try to refinish it anyway, throw on some shellac, and get this sold, bring in a little bit of extra money. To do the refinishing, I'm not even going to be playing nice with it. I've got some 80 grit sandpaper on here, and we're just going to go ahead and take all of the finish off and make it really dusty in here. That's what we're going to be doing today, trying to get this completed so we can get it up for sale. Now that we've gotten most of the finish off that was on here before, we're going to go back to some old hand sanding, and this will be able to get around these slightly curved edges over here, and like on the edges we'll be able to get a little bit finer of a touch rounding that over. And this is 220 grit, so we're kind of easing up on how harsh this is going to be now that there's no finish on here. And remember, now we're going to be going right with the grain. So we are finished with this whole sanding process. We got up to 220 grit all over the entire table. And now what we're going to do is use some shellac. I got this shellac that is a clear finish, so hopefully it won't yellow at all. But this being just red oak, that shouldn't matter too much. So we're going to go ahead, and we got a towel, and we're just going to go ahead and do a wipe on finish with this. So we are getting the shellac put on, and as you can see, it's going on very nice. It's making that color nice and bright like it's supposed to be. And I'm just going to keep on working on this, and I'll bring it back after the first coat. There is the first coat. Should only take about 30 or so minutes to dry, but I did the entire table, and we're going to let that dry for a little bit, kind of come back and apply a second one, and then we'll end up buffing that out just to kind of give it a nice looking sheen. Now we are done with a couple coats of shellac. I've got 3 different coats built up on here, and what I'm going to be doing is using some 1000 grit sandpaper, and I'm just going to go over everything real quick, just to not pushing hard, just kind of knocking off all the little bumps. When you get done, you'll feel the little bumps on the top of the finish. I'm just giving this I'm not even really putting any pressure on it. I'm just kind of rubbing over the top of it and letting the sandpaper do what it needs to. And you will get some white on it from where you're sanding some of the finish. That's okay. When you're going around the edges, you gotta be a little bit more careful because you don't want to put too much pressure and go right through the finish. So now after this, we'll go on to the next step. The next step involves just some paste wax, and all I'm going to be doing is taking it and rubbing the paste wax over the top of this, and that'll fill in all the little imperfections that you could probably see before where the white was. And this will give it like a ultra slick, nice feeling finish on the top. You guys can apply this with either a rag, tack cloth. You could even apply it with some steel wool. That'll help cut into the finish a little bit and mix it a little bit better into everything. And for one final step is I have just a brown paper bag, and I like to buff it out at a high speed and just try to get it so that there's some shine back to it. As you guys can see, there is some shine coming right back, and with the paste wax it kind of leaves like a dull finish, but the brown paper bag really helps bring out what was there before, or like give it a nice glossy finish. Alright guys, so that is it. The haul table is now refinished and it looks good again. And hopefully this this finish will last for a lot longer than the previous one. So thanks for joining. I got a lot of stuff going on around here, just behind the scenes kind of stuff. If you guys want to see more of that, just the general house maintenance with all the animal stuff that we got going on, things like fixing leaks and stuff like that. If you guys want to see that, let me know. Leave it in the comments down below. I can always go ahead and film some of that and kind of do more of a in-detail troubleshooting part of it and show you guys exactly what's happening and thought process, stuff like that. If you guys want to see any of that, leave it down below. Thanks guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys are new, welcome. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys on the next video.